Hey, welcome back, Brentfords. Today, we're going to keep working on the Tronxy X3 cosmetic and slightly quality upgrades. Let's switch over to a little more viewable view, and of course my fancy remote just changed every bit of order. There we go. Oh, I already had it preset up. Alright, so I don't know what I can kind of see what y'all can see. Alright, so since last time, haven't touched a thing. I have printed some more of these guys, these 2020 inserts, so we can complete all this edging, give it a little more unity. I have 3 more of these angle brackets to replace the broken one, and 2 silver ones back there. Doesn't really change anything, I just don't like the silver ones. Alright, we have a leg, so we can replace this ugly white one. Is there a view y'all can see this on? Yeah, there is. Replace that one with the black one so they all match. Eventually I think those will probably go green, but for right now we're just going to leave where they're at. We have this cable out of the way, this guy too. We have a Mosfet Mount, and the plan for this one is this is an underhung design Mosfet mount. We're going to take off this guy sitting on the side, which for one is a different color and ugly, and we're going to mount him on this guy and then hopefully flip him around. Hopefully this works. I'll probably have to slide this control board just forward just a little bit and then place him directly underneath. So this will get this MOSFET for the hot end on the inside of the frame, which I'd like to keep this as clean as possible. Now we know this pretty much works. The other thing I have is another MOSFET mount, which is the same design as this one. Owie. And the one on the back. The plan also is to flip that one around and mount it on the inside. I know it could have gone under, but I know this design works, and we'll see how it looks. If I don't like it later on, I'll swap it out to that guy, but I think that's going to be fine. To make it fit, since there's not a lot of room right here, let's see if I can spin this around so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, or at least one camera. There's not a lot of room, so we have these two. Get this guy out of the way. Come up a little. We have these 2 little mount pieces, which are going to allow me to take off this big ugly white holder for the IEC cable and turn it 90 degrees, so instead of being horizontal, it will be vertical. Hopefully that's going to give me enough room to have this guy sitting right in between the two, or possibly it's going to have to go on this side, but on the inside. We'll find out, as long as it doesn't eat into the leg. It's an adventure. Alright. Other thing we have is some clips. Just some 2020 cable clips, so we can clean up some of this cabling a little bit. I know for a fact we won't get it all done, but at least we can start the process. Turn this guy back around. Something else we have is a little clip for putting one of those retractable keyring holders on there, so we can replace this ugly safety cable. I have ordered them, they're not here yet, but we will at least get this in here at the top, dead center hopefully. So that will clip right onto there. You don't see that on any camera view, barely. I'll clip right onto there in the center and then hang down, and then that will support all this cabling and the bowden too. Get rid of this ugliness. Also, this guy, I remember last time he snapped on me, just right there. In standard, actually this one is PETG. The PLA Plus, I've actually had the best results with being able to print these and pop them on there. I printed a new one, and then of course immediately cracked it as well. So, it goes go in the bin, and we missed. It's on the floor. So I've redesigned this whole front hot end clamp and mount and fan mount, and I've integrated the actual fan holder into the front of it. Fortunately I had to print this way, so it's not as easy as a print. It's not the cleanest Definitely gonna have to do a little cleanup in the holes to get it in there, but hopefully that should fit on there. Looks like it's gonna work perfect. We'll find out if it hits any wires. I did leave it very open on this side. It's not the cleanest design. I pretty much just took this guy and chopped this half off and then just mounted him straight onto there in Tinkercad of all places. But that will eliminate this and make this whole setup a little cleaner. And if this works, I'll do this on the Triple X3 because it actually has, this mount was used on that printer first before I decided I liked it and I trusted it. It's been working great. This whole carriage has been a real upgrade on the other printer. Hopefully it'll be the same on this one. We'll still have to tune it in and all that. So let's get started. Yeah, we're also going to clean up a little bit of the wiring. I know we will not get to all of it. And depending how I feel, how tired I am, because it has already been, oh, it's like 9:30 at night, and I've been fighting the migraine all day. So we'll see what happens. We may replace the screws. Those are still on the list of things to do. Future upgrades that I know are coming, as I stated in the last video, I'm going to modify this spool mount. I'm going to make him a little taller and lean back slightly, and then put a third bearing right here in the center, so it can hold some wider spools and a little taller. I've just had two different occasions with different manufacturers of spools where the wide one would not fit, and then I had one which was just rubbing up to here and down here. It's really weird spool design. I only had that once, and I do not remember the manufacturer. But the next video after this one is where we will clean up the wiring, hopefully all the way. Besides the retractable keyring holder, I also went ahead and I know we just modified this last video to be the correct direction because I, like an idiot, mounted it the magnet 90 degrees. Just realized I didn't think about that. But I went and bought a metal spring plate instead of this rubber one. I mean, these guys work, but we all know as we've gone through this evolution of 3D printing, these were a great idea. Definitely an upgrade from the regular build tack that you had to spend hours trying to get off and then clean all the residue and put another sticker on. And then the first thing that happens is your hot end sticks right down into it, makes a hole into it. And literally, this glazing that y'all can see, that happened the very first print that I did on this. And I think that was actually, it's a motor mount. I know that. I think that was actually a motor mount for the Triple X3. So this has been one of the things I have not liked about this. The last few things I have not really been super happy with is just this guy. So yeah, I went ahead and spent the money. It's a no-name knockoff, but it's a metal spring plate with PEI coating, and I haven't had PEI coating, so we'll see how it works out. But as I just realized, maybe this magnet might be 90 degrees off. Hopefully it shouldn't matter since this is a magnetic plate and the other one's just metal. Hopefully it'll just stick right to it. Won't have to do anything silly like pull the sticker off and get a whole new one. So we will stick that back on there. Oh yes, and on that next video, besides replacing this, which will be here Saturday, so it'll just be a couple of days, we'll see by then about considering reprinting these motor holders. Not that there's anything wrong with the black, but we've gone this far, so why not make them green as well? If I have enough filament left, it looks like I do. So yeah, we may replace those with green. The controller board mount, I would not mind green just to get this white off of here, and eventually I'd like to print all four legs in green. These are actually the second or third print I did on this printer when it came out of the box. Is it printed PLA fine, and then of course, you know, this has the little small legs before I ever started doing any modifications. So I printed these in PETG, and then found out I did not have an all-metal hot end, so I got through pretty much, I think it was 3 of them, and then never could get the 4th printed, and of course that was before this power supply as well. So, oh yes, and the other thing we're going to for sure do is replace these white knobs with some green ones, just so they match the other overall color theme. And then on the bottom here, which I know y'all cannot see at all, is for anyone who's used the X3 or one of these single 20 by 20 Y axes, I guess is the proper thing to say. I have the little modification part that just goes on and puts a bolt between them and squeezes the wheels closer into them. Two things may happen. One, I'm definitely going to reprint these in a green so they match. I know you can't see them, but it's one of those things that's bothered me. I just want a complete all the way printer. So I will definitely be printing those. Whether we mount them will determine if I have a few spare eccentric nuts. So I might put 2 eccentric nuts on here, and then we won't need those at all. But we'll find out. I hadn't even thought about that until a little while ago. So I guess let's start with hopefully the easiest without breaking everything. We'll replace this leg. I hope the audio is working. I did not do a test before this video, so we'll find out. There we go. Those weren't in there very well. All right. Use these screws so they match the other corners that are already built. Oh, that fits much better. That's the SPLA or PLA Plus, which I really like that as a filament to print. It's really easy to print. It is definitely stronger than regular PLA. It does leave a bit of a residue, kind of an oily residue sometimes on the print bed that you have to clean off after a few, but that's nothing major. That nut in there. Let's see if this is going to fit, if I even printed the right piece. Kind of looks like it. Definitely grabbed. Oh, I grabbed two. I got really lucky on that. Alright, let's see if this fits in there, and it fits. Sweet. I know there's actually supposed to be one screw holding this in here, but it's actually been fine. Thing doesn't go for rides in cars or anything, so. Alright. This guy, we're going to wait till the last. I know that's going to be a pain. Let's go with this guy. Means this guy, we can throw away. And we made it. 2 points. Just realized how warm it is in here. Oh, it's 11 at night. I thought it was like 9 at night. That means in a minute we'll start hearing some of my intoxicated neighbors and their friends coming home. Always entertaining. Over my display that really has everything. Has OBS open. It looks like everything's working. Looks like I see some background music playing and my microphone working, so. Alright, that guy's in there. That dude's caught. Just all spin. Just loosen this one back up. Just because I know how horrible it's going to be. This last guy's that's going to be the last thing I even deal with. I remember putting that one in. It was not fun. Ah, look at me putting it right back into the one I pulled it out. Those I will save, because those are handy. That. There we go. Solid. Okay. So while we're here, let's stick this guy in here. Oh, bit of gunk on it. Oh, and it just broke. Okay, so now we know what's happening on the next stream for that one. Let's put this one in. See if this one's gonna break. Fine. Ah, nothing, nay. Oh well. That's part of the fun of doing this on stream. Those two go away. Goes away. That goes away. That's the part I printed before I came up with this one that we don't really need. Guess while we're here, let's go ahead and get to this IEC. See if this is going to work. Through. I'm going to take a picture real quick. Green, blue, brown. If I go to my stream control, is it still working? Yes, it is. Okay. Disconnect these from the power supply because they feed through. Just comes right out. Right there. And these are the exact same two that I used on the laser cutter, which we will get back to here in the next couple of days. This is going to work. Like it will. Yep, just barely clears. Like that. Not sure where it's going to go in position. I'm not sure that's going to leave enough for that MOSFET. Worst case, we might move the MOSFET over on this side. I think that's probably what's going to end up happening. So let's get some screws and nuts for this guy. That going out, that looks right. be on the top. And we drop it. That's right. We will jump to this guy real quick, which is what I should have been using. That's far enough. Get this guy through. Nut in here. Yep, that grabbed. Perfect. So we can do the same with this one without breaking it. God, it really sucks. Always be printing. And if my other printer wasn't exactly right behind the microphone, I would go ahead and kick it on and start printing that right now, because that'll only take about 10 minutes, but it is so loud. When I turned it on, y'all would not hear me at all. And I know OBS has the noise canceling feature, but last time I tried it, it was completely muting my microphone. It's very bizarre. Oh, I hear the whirlybird overhead. It's never a good sign. Might be lifelike. I am only like a block and a half away from Baylor Hospital. So Lifeline likes to come right over my unit, but this is hovering, so. I think I need that washer for this guy. Certainly do not. This guy on the side. This is where we break everything. Oh yeah, see there's another problem of having that MOSFET on the side. Just can't really get to it. Or you can't lay the printer over. It's right in the way. That's alright, let's try this. So we can get it on there. That time. Alright. Actually, I do think we're going to end up having to bring this right over next to the power supply and then move this MOSFET over to inside here. Which I'm not opposed to. Whatever is clever. Bulb cam. There we go. So, nope, grab. Feels like it didn't grab. Still didn't grab. Alright, let's take this to this side. That should work. Oh yeah, that works. God, I was slack on that. I did not realize that. Okay. Grab. Oh, it's gonna fight me. I know exactly what's gonna happen. I'm gonna loosen it up just far enough for it to fall off. Oh! See? Just gotta expect the worst. Slide this guy over. Try to not break my thermistor wires. This wiring is horrid. Go. All right. Break this spool holder instead. You never break what you're worried about breaking. You always break something else. Well, that is much better. Y'all can see that. That cleans that up much better. Makes it much easier to find the power button too. It'll always be right there next to the motor. Cable down low. A little extra protection there. I like it. But while we're here, let's go ahead and take this MOSFET off. In case we need to route the wires right through where it needs to go, because y'all know how that works. Let's connect the sensor wire, which I already know has plenty of slack on it. This actually will probably work much better. Oh yeah, that's so much cleaner. That's so much cleaner, and I have plenty of length for the sensor wire because I had to extend it. This will also make it much easier to clean this wiring up around the backside if this goes to plan. So these can come over the top. Where's my ground? Ground. Who needs a ground? Ooh, let's double check that. That is close. All right. It does clear, but that is very close. This actual switch holder does not have the little rubber pieces over the wire, so we will end up putting some shrink wrap on that. That's exactly what's going to happen, but I do like this position. So, and that was ground is the closest. Try and get the rest of these wires on top of this. Back, double check. This is while we took a picture. Green, blue, brown. There's brown. Let's do them in order. There's blue. Put that back down on top for now. All right. Sweet. Closer. This is just leaving us to these guys, really. So let's go ahead and place this one. This is going to work in this position. Difficult down here, so that's definitely going to go that direction. I like. Let's get the wires out for HotEnd or for the heat bed. Those look like I am going to have to move them. Out from there. those caught in anything. Nothing major. There's one wire running through them. Two. Those are going to power end on the controller. So we know that is going to get rewired at some point. Come along the back and cut down. Those are way long. They've held up, so. Alright. All those are underneath. I'm going to try and keep the rest of these wires floating on top of this bundle that comes across the power supply. I don't know if that's a good idea or bad idea. See how much noise jumps across, but the only thing that's really going to be hitting is the thermistor and the heat vent wires, so that should be okay. Put that in there. All this garbage coming out of this printer. This is going to go like so. Is that the plan? Do y'all remember what the plan was? Yes, like that. And that puts those nicely to the back. This out here. See if we can get these screws in without breaking this. I have to drill that hole out slightly. Yeah, that's getting drilled out just slightly. So grab the drill. Can't find drill bits, but there was supposed to drill. Let's build a drill. I have some left-handed drill bits. Hopefully the size I need is not the one broken one. Go. And yes, there are such things as left-handed drill bits. See? It says right there. Left-handed drill bits. These are great for when you snap a bolt off and you need to get it out. Actually, the last thing I used these for was to hold my cameras. I'm using microphone stands, and I had printed some camera mounts, and I had decided to tighten the screw and snap the screw off in the back of the brand new webcams. So went ahead and bought the metal adapters like I should have. They were cheap enough, but then I had to get the screw out. And I thought, well, how do we do that? And it was actually these left-handed drill bits just drilled right in there in reverse because they're left-handed, very slowly so it didn't melt the plastic. Got about halfway down into it, and that screw just backed itself right out. Do the same thing on an engine block. Cheap little Harbor Freight set, and they have saved my butt so many times. Go. Gallery here, go back over to my stream control. Go. There. It's still going that way. Now I have a mess everywhere. not the one we need. This is when the hole is too big. No, feels right. Feels right, so I'm gonna go for it. Oh yeah, there we go. These prints are not the cleanest. I did not do any calibration when I switched back over to this filament. There we go. Oh, it feels like it's going in as well. A little crooked. Straighten that guy up. So, oh, that looks much better. Almost there. Close. Almost. There we go. Get this back one just a hair more. There we go. This guy on here. Oh yes, I like that so much better. Tighten the screwdriver, get it. Probably once again, y'all can't see anything. Got 3 cameras going, and not a single one has a good clean shot of what y'all need to see. I might get a 4th one back here looking over my shoulder, just strap it to my forehead. There we go. I like that. We might actually eventually bring these around, put a little cable clip right here, make these hang out on the inside. I don't know where this is going to be. Clean this up a little bit. This is definitely going to come off at some point because thermistor wires are just a little short where they run now. Back to there for now. That is much better. Much, much better. Bring this motor wire through all this mess. Tangle him from there. Right through here. I can see it. What's it look like from now? Oh, that doesn't tell me the order. Hey, got it. Oh yes. So we put our cable clips in the back. That works perfect. Once again, going across the power supply. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. Alright. This motor cable, that is going to come from there. Come along with him. Right through there. That. Hey, got it. Alright. Let's clean some of this garbage up. I need to get some kind of textured finish on top of this thing so you can't see dirt like hotel carpet. Allen key while we're here. Sorry, our IKEA key. Nero 3D explained to everybody. Allen key was invented by IKEA. That's why they use it on everything. That guy, let's see if he is going to fit. Like up in the direction. Yep. Next piece to break. He's in. He's tight. He's in. Not how I broke it last time. There we go. Let's actually stick the screwdriver in there. There we go. It's an easy force across. That's gonna live right about in there. That's pretty close. I've also decided I want to print some more of these inserts for right across here. Not like it. Can you see that in any of the cameras? Nope, sure can't. Not like it matters much, but I'll just make it a little more clean and uniform. So far, almost everything's worked out. Shouldn't be that easy. Got a mess of tools here in the way now. Get some flavored water. Barely flavored water. That's okay, my vape tastes more like berry juice than that tastes like berry juice. So makes up for it. Okay. Every little step sure is making this thing nicer. I don't think we're going to need the washers on this next one either, but we'll find out. It's also a little thicker, so we'll see if these screws work out. These holes actually look a little bigger. I'm gonna have to put nuts on them. Oh yeah. That on the inside is also going to allow me to run the heater wires for this straight off the power supply, clean around the back. This is going to be so much cleaner. It's already looking better. That guy, let's go with this guy. So this is going to go this direction. Is there enough room? There is if the power supply wasn't there. So we are moving the control board forward just slightly. go. Center one in there tight. Yeah, those screws definitely need to be replaced. They're too long. I have double washers on there. That design's held up pretty well. Alright, let's double check these while we're here. Got them loose. Still feel good. Still feel really good. Alright. If this is going to go this direction, so these need to come around the top. Of course they do. So let's go ahead and do that. These don't matter. I hope I wired those up right on the other one. We will find out when we kick it on. Again, we're just going to use 2 screws because we're lazy, and you know we will get 3 in, and then the last one will completely crack holder. Oh, these screws are longer than the others. It's okay, it's going in pretty good. I think they're actually going to stick through just a bit. Through yet. Barely sticks through, and perfect. Oh yeah, you won't even notice that. Diagonal. Shoot. Solid. And it's going to fit right in. Does it clear the motor? Yes, it does. Perfect. Check again. Oh, yeah. Plenty of clearance. So, leave these washers on here. Let's see how that's going to work. Here. There's enough. Oh, there is enough for them to come straight over. I like that. I do like that. Oh yeah, that was tucked through just perfect. I really like that. All right. Put her up on her side again. See if it falls apart. Just ready for that power supply to just go kablam. Just to the verge of cracking. catch. Oh, and if not. Oh, there it goes. We're cracking. There we go. Here's PLA. This is what it is. Oh, that is so much better. That is so much better, guys. Look at that. That is so clean now. All on the inside. Same thing back here. Nothing to stick my fingers in. Go all the way back to the wall. All right. So, get this out of here, so I'll break that. Change it up a little, because I know both of these are going to be a pain in my butt. So we're going to fix some of this wiring. Hopefully y'all can see any of it. Does that help? It would help if I didn't have all these mic stands and stuff right in front of my eyes. Hope these cables fit. There we go. That fits pretty well. We'll get Uno Moss. The same direction, but that should be fine. So I'll put that there and that about there. But I also know this motor wire is going to go through there with those guys. He's over here. Bundle him in there. Let's see. Still gonna have enough space to close these in there. That looks like it's gonna work. Right, leaves that one over there. The other one is this motor, needs to come through. Where do you go to? Oh, you over to that motor. You really need to be shortened. Four of these exactly the amount that I need into this clip. Not really do any research on these clips. There we go. I like how that's looking. This is when we break it off. Alright. Just went in too easy. There we go. Oh, look at that. And that's so much better. Let me actually pull this side one. Actually, both of them down slightly. Oh yeah, that's so much better. And it gives us the ability to take these two cables. It's got some gunk in the center of it. We need to clean up. There just to make that nice and clean. Oh, there's the downside to that one. That one needs to be extended. I do have a long one. That's alright. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and put this cable, put it in place. Yes, I need to replace this one motor cable with one that goes much taller. And I do have a spare one sitting here somewhere. But if I remember correctly, I have to swap the wire order. So we will not just stick that on tonight so we can watch it fail, even though we're not turning it on. see that? Look how much cleaner that is. Come in all the way? Almost. There it goes. Yeah, I'll replace that with a longer one. We'll get that one in there as well. Probably put another one over here in the corner. 3 spares. It's already looking so much better. The rest of this is going to take some work. That's okay. That's why we're here. Let's see, which one are you? I feel like you're the right one. Pull that back through. Slide that forward again. Mr. Wires back through. Let's see what we have running right through the center of them. And we do. So we have a brown and a blue. Back, keep it completely separate. Bring it back up. Make it. I only need that much. Still need to find a mount for this cable. Oh, that is so close. That's so close. That's alright. It will work for now. Keep that there. These guys up a little. Don't need this long bundle of crap in here. Our LED wires. These guys over the top. That was the other thing that was going to get clipped in back here. Actually, these may end up going forward. These I'm probably going to come that way. Or underneath is probably what's going to happen. I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to go and come under the motor mount. We'll end up throwing a clip right there. I like that. And that lets it come under the motor mount. We'll put a clip in there. Put a clip in there. Lets it come right down the back. Right into there. Let's go ahead and get one of these in place so we can remember everything that's going over here. This is one of the dirty ones. There we go. A little bit of gunk right in the center. Get that in there. This guy in there. Make that a little safer. We'll stick all that under the motor cable. He is eventually going to get moved as well. Try and get as much crap out of the way as possible. That means these guys can come through as well. Whoop, that's the wrong one. These guys. This white is negative, red is positive. Sounds like something I would do. fit in here. We're not going to cut all these wires down tonight. I want to make sure we have this right. I don't feel like resoldering wires back together. Those guys. There we go. Oh yeah. That's so much cleaner. Here. This here. Oh, so much better. Oh, did I forget one? No. Not forget one. Just need to get it out of this bundle of wires that I just refed it back through. Motor wire. Oh, actually, this guy. There's the other one that can come that way. See, I knew we'd forget one. This motor cable can come along that path as well. So that leaves one motor cable and the LED wires. Yep, we look at it. This guy back out. There we go. They all seem to fit. There we go. That allows this guy to come right under here. Back into there. That's so much better. We'll figure out what we'll do with the excess a little later. I think this is exactly why this was off in two different pieces. So let's get MOSFET connection. Our brake sit. Hey. Start it back in there. Far slot. Negative, negative. This guy. Oh, that was much easier. His slot. Alright. That just leaves these two guys. Like I said, we're not going to cut down right now. And I just need to confirm. Ground should be ground. Let's open up our diagram real quick. Oh, no, not 1.1. This is 1.4. 0.1.4. Okay, apparently can't zoom in on the image. Let's go with the GitHub and load it in a PDF and then download the PDF and then I don't know what was wrong with the simple GIF image. Alright. DC in, power is on the inside, so brown is ground. Still got our control there. Yep. Those are still recording. Alright. Ground is ground. All around. Nice and tight. Looks good. Slot. Double check all my screws. Ooh, there's a loose one. That would have sucked. Yeah, that would have taken forever to figure out. Also from a heat bed MOSFET as well. There we go. Look at that. I'll end up having a clip over here too, just to hold these in place. I'll probably end up getting routed to the inside with a clip right there. I think I like that. Same thing with a clip right there. Actually, can these come around? Ooh, they mostly make it. Yeah, if I do a clip there, and one there. I put this piece hiding under there, which is fine. And right there, that puts one single cable left down the center. I like it. And just because I'm tired of looking at this, I don't care about this stuff. There you go. So much better. Can y'all see how much cleaner that is? I know it really doesn't look it, but just having those up in that corner. Looks like I'm definitely going to be printing some more of these clips. Super handy. Worked out better than I expected. I do not like that on top. That needs to come through the bottom. Right next to that very sharp edge. And honestly, what's probably was going to happen once I reprint this actual mount, if I can put it where y'all can see it, this ugly white mount, this guy, there you go, now y'all can see it. I wish you could see the monitor. I'm probably going to flip all this upside down, just because you get a lot of junk pieces of filament falling on it, and I really don't want it melting anything. I don't need access to any of this stuff. It only went this direction because it was easy to see everything and hook it up. But I will probably flip it upside down, and they'll make this a little cleaner, and it'll protect everything. The heat sinks the way I want to. They obviously these haven't had a fan on them. Even though the 2209s, they recommend you have a fan. I've never had a problem with these guys overheating. I really don't run much amperage on this guy. It runs so smooth. I have a cover that I originally designed for this thing that has a a little small fan mount on it. I don't remember the size, 20 millimeter, 30 millimeter, something like that. So, but we'll stick that on there, and that'll help keep those cool, and it won't matter that they're upside down. That might screw up. Let's see. We'll have to see. It might have to say, just because of the length of cables, and with this little ESP-01, looks like it'll barely clear. So might have to flip the board around and upside down to make it work. We'll find out. So we need to find a new cable for that guy. That'll be on the next video. That is already so much better. That is going to you. That I believe will eventually get a clip right in here. Both of these guys probably get some kind of clip in here. Clean that up. Although it could actually, I should have probably run it once I get all these cables cleaned up all the way. We'll see what that does. It looks a little tight. We'll see when this gets let's extend it up. Well, it looks like there's enough length on it. Oh yeah, they got enough length. Gonna have just enough. I'm looking at these thermistor wires, fan wires. Of course, like I mentioned in a previous video, I will at some point come up with one of those daughter boards so I can do a HotEnd cable and a control cable, and then just, whoa, see, look, there's our length. That's what I was doing before. But, all right, definitely gonna swap that cable out next video. Gunk up where it came through. Oh, it's so much better. Alright. That belt in there. That just leaves us really two pieces to put on. The one I'm really dreading. Ah, so much cleaner. I know it does not look good, but it is so much cleaner. I accidentally ran that through those cables. That's okay. No, let's fix that right now. So we'll break the JST off. Through. Keep that clear. Nothing but in the way. This guy, that guy, that's that whole bundle. Yep, that should clear everything. Just double check with the motors. Yep, get nowhere near it. Let's stick one of these on here. And that wire. There we go. Through. Pull our power wires through. It's definitely too long. Oh, those sensors go right down that. slightly. So that's going to leave those two, get it shortened up, make sure everything works before we cut those. Let's cut now almost a foot of wire off of there. Beautiful. This motor cable, come back in here. Might just stick another clip on that. Keep that right in there like that. Maybe. We'll find out. So we have 2 wires to clean up there. That guy we have to figure out. Guy. Back through. So much better. So warm in here. Go. Yep, it's definitely getting away, so we will fix that. Yeah, you know what? One of these clips might work perfect for holding this right here. And that would let me possibly run these wires on the inside instead of on the outside, which I'd really prefer. If I could get them right up in here, that would be awesome. Yes, that would actually be awesome. And plenty of clearance to make it happen. So, alright. We will see about that next video. Alright, let's go back to this guy. Actually, let's do the fan first. This has a bit of delay compared to the others. Just that one. Just that one. Isn't that freaky? I have to figure out what's going on with that. Free. I'm hoping with this new design clamp that I came up with, the biggest problem I've had before, besides the other fan and the mount being kind of noisy and vibrating and loose and slightly hanging off to the side, is it's a real pain to get to these screws with it in the way. About. I think we're there. Oh, I'd say these are the super long ones. Save that, the other pieces. Mounting edges are clean. A little bit of gunk in it. Supports. There we go. The thing is, those holes could use a little cleaning. That a little easier. Just get those started. Alright, hopefully that works. And one here. Looks like it clears the wires. Glad I didn't seal that in. A little more just to make these a little easier. Fade through. This is where we break it. Seems to be going through. Bolt down there. Just fight. You know what? Do this the proper way. Reprint it. Just kidding. Make sure we're in reverse. Out. Oh yeah, that's much better. Should have done that from the get-go. There we go. There's two of them in there. Definitely need to look in on the next revision of this design of putting the nuts closer, like right in here. They're actually way back there. It's starting to grab. Hey, give me that back. This up with the Allen. I mean the IKEA. Oh, that's pretty tight. Those squish on those heater wires a little bit. Actually, out. those. The only downside to this design is I actually had to turn the heater block 90 degrees. So instead of the wires coming out the side, they're actually coming out the front. But now that I'm looking at it, well, if I go the other way, it's going to hit into there. Yep, they got to come out the front. I was hoping I could move them to the back. That is not happening. So, I guess when we get a heat sock on there, that'll help it as well. There we go. That ain't too bad. I like that. Let's keep you out of the way. Let's put you back on. Gonna line up much easier. Let's get this on here with fat little hobbit fingers. There we go. Right up where it's supposed to. Perfect. Put her in here. 3 millimeters. I just did 2. Go. Oof. Amount of dust that's inside this thing. Pretty disgusting. There's just all kinds of dust. Yeah. You're gonna go in the non-parts bin in a dumpster. And a dumpster. Alright. Nope. Screws are still in there. Spin that direction. So bring them out so I don't drop them. And yes, this is not your normal 30 millimeter fan. This is a 40 millimeter. I had endless amounts of cooling problems with PETG on both of my printers. All metal hot ends. Even had the bimetal titanium hot ends, which that was a waste of money. Just constantly had clogging, and the only thing that ever fixed it was actually going from a 30 millimeter to this very thick 40 millimeter. And it is a little loud. I will give you that. It is a little loud, but it keeps it cool. Look at that. Oh, that's so much nicer. I think we're definitely doing this to the other printer. Oh, that's got to be so much quieter. The other one rattles around a bit whenever it kicks on for the first minute or two. Oh yeah, that's so much nicer. Ah, what are you? What are you? You're a piece of plastic. From what? Ah, the end of my BL Touch broke. I'll hold it solid, but there's something else we're going to reprint. So we'll reprint This little slider for the BL Touch, and some more of these clips. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, that short slider. Keep that out so I can remember the size. The left-handed drill bits up. We're down to pretty much the last piece for this video. Always something. Here's the joys of prototyping. Or reinventing the wheel, more like it. Be sure to step all over that. Alright. I will say, guys, this thing looks so much better. I know this wiring is still a mess. And we're going to go ahead and remove this safety cable out of here. Because tomorrow, or by the time you see me, but tomorrow I will have the replacement little retractable key ring, which will go right there. Click right onto that thing, keep those right up out of the way. Look like it was designed to be that way. I think that handle's slightly off. Oh, the other thing I'm going to print is I'm going to get some more of these and I'm going to go right down the front. But I'm actually thinking about doing some kind of design in it, so that way it's just a little decorative. I thought about putting them down the side here, but there doesn't seem to be much point. Alright, so let's spin this guy around and begin to hate life. That's right. The part was going to be the pain. Hey, it's too easy. Last things we're going to do for these, I'm going to put that clip right there. Just really like how that cleans up the whole front. Put that guy in the garbage, or we just throw it on the floor. That's so rock solid. So rock solid. There's gunk in that hole. A lot of gunk in that hole. There we go. There's a little piece of gunk right there, keep that from staying flat. Just sliding it around, sliding it around. Going around town, going around town. There it goes. Now we've learned a few things. We'll tighten this one up most of the way first. Make it. Get it that time. We're in there. little bit of turn on this top screw. Okay, 2 little turns on this top screw. There we go. That was much easier than expected. Put that in there. Put that there. Spare washer we will put up. Those will get put up. About done with all these extra parts. So we need to repaint this guy. I'm actually gonna stick this clip right here. I do like that. So much cleaner. I think I'm gonna print several more of these so I can get this right in the corner. One right there, one right there. We will extend that in this video. Maybe clean up this. And we will finish cleaning up the wiring. So look at that. We accomplished everything we set out to do. That's unheard of. Besides breaking one piece, that's minor. So yeah, little bit of wiring to finish cleaning up. So we'll probably need about 8 more of these clips just so I have some spare. So we'll probably stick one right in there as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right about 8. Beautiful. That looks so much better. I really like that. I really like that. I really like that. That feels so much more solid. It's much cleaner. It's gonna be a lot less noisy. I never have to worry about breaking that piece again. Every time I had to pull that out for a HotEnd, that was always an issue. And the fact that it was in the way of the screws. So it took me a few designs to get this dropped down enough. Looks like we're gonna be good on the HotEnd wires. We'll find out. If not, I'll have to modify a little notch to come out over here on that side, but that's not a big deal. With the amount of air this fan moves, that's not a big deal. So we gotta reprint that, and then, yeah. So ideally next video, I will have this redesigned and reprinted. It's so barely on there. This bracket reprinted, these reprinted. Definitely will have this guy reprinted. Some more clips. This guy reprinted. And we'll finish cleaning up the wiring and try to make this look like a real printer. So if you've got any comments, any ideas, feel free to hit me up, leave them on the video. And hopefully in 2 days, I'll see you again. We'll get this guy cleaned up and then we'll move back over to the laser cutter. Because I still need to figure out what is going on with that guy, power-wise. I'm hoping it's bad power supply. So, alright. So y'all have a good one. See you next video.